Yeah, I will not tell you some theory stuffs, and I just tell you some stories for me and between AI actually. And right now, let me share my screen here. Over here. Actually, I wrote this one just last night with 5 hours discussion with AI. Anyway, uh, can you see my share screen here right now?
Yeah.
Okay, great. And I will go into the reading models. So, well, this is a very big words here. It's a structure of souls of the human AI systems and a report, the technical blah 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 blah. So, well, believe me, so there's no big words at all in the after. Okay. Anyway, so there's a system crisis for in the AI area, and human as a human and humanity is lost, and the AI part as a code is broken. So I present some ideas actually. So it's a solution that why the humanities can be the only technical issues and problem solutions in the AI areas what we need to do actually. So what happened there? So there's a crisis of meaning, and so we got infinite executions powered by AI, and hence we lost meaning. So there's something I want to give you some examples. So right now, AI is so powerful. So if there's a designer and they want to just generate some posters or generate some designs, right? And they can just give you a comment to AI and to give me a beautiful design and the posters, and the AI can just follow your comments and then generate maybe 200, 1,000 very beautiful design, posters, graphics in 5 minutes, 10 minutes. And in that cases, and the designer will have so, okay, there's so many beautiful designs here, but I forgot what I want, what I really wanted. That means there's infinite executions, but the meaning is lost, right? And the cost, see the shift, the cost is become to zero, but the why is becomes everything. And we are actually transfer from human 2.0 to human 3.0. I will explain what we mean here shortly. Okay, and so this is a lost actually. So because here AI into our daily life, into the human civilizations, so people is actually losing bypassing some meaning from AI actually. So we are actually very soon, or maybe already into this into the stage that so we are not a human only civilizations. We are a human AI hybrid systems right now, actually. So let me explain what is in the human 3.0. So we have a biological human bodies, and we use our own brain to thinking and actions. So I call this one is actually is a neural core here is a human 1.0. And after we go into the recent 20th centuries or 21st centuries, and we have a human as civilizations is able to build up a lot of tools. And the tools, for example, we can just driving car, we can just use a gun to shooting the animals. We can also use the phone to talking to other persons, right? This is a tool. And when the human being just extend their purpose and also operations use the tools, we actually, I define this one as a human 2.0. And so we can extend our actions and applications or operations to some other tools to on behalf of us to do something. So this is a human 2.0. But very soon, and we are going to is actually is kind of as so-called is a human 3.0. What's the difference between the human 2.0 and the human 3.0? So human 2.0 is use tool and waiting the tool give you some feedback and then make decisions and make the decision by your own, right? And the human 3.0 is just co-work with the tools, not tools, it's AI, it's cloud computing, whatever it is, and use their feedback to as your own decision. Not you waiting for their feedback and then make a choice to make whether or not it's your decisions. but as use their feedback directly as your own decisions. The human 2.0. So you actually co-live and co-make decisions with AI, with some of the really powerful computing powers, actually, the human 2.0. So that's introduce issues, actually, so the crisis of meanings, actually. And so this is a technical analysis here. And I used, well, some kind of discussions for the CPU structures, cognitive positionings, and values. And I use this one is to, I mainly use this one is to have some measures, tools to whether or not the whole system is healthy or not. And in that cases, and they have two problems. The first problem actually is the integrity is lost. What means that so AI, because they got a lot of the human beings' knowledge and the cultures, whatever it is, not the databases and into his systems. But AI is mostly just do a remix for the past. It cannot to generate or to organize the futures. So there's no anchor at all. That's the issues for the integrity loss. And for the closures, it's a failures actually. So because AI come here, the thoughts and the actions is actually not be connected together. It's disconnected at the moment. And the users, not users, AI is actually use his infinite attention. So he can just generate attentions instantly and without any, they will not feel tired at all. And to consume and exhaust human beings, human biology bodies, the finite, not infinite, is finite attentions to exhaust them, consume them. So that's a problem, technical analysis here. And here, I give you some example here. See, so this actually is a very impressive, it's too a lot. Let me stop. Sorry. This is impressive, the steps is in real times. So this is actually how exact the AI to recognize our word. He label everything, he recognizes everything, and then to replace it. And the human being is able to recognize them and to get the attractions from the AI's explanations, and then to get some another meanings from them. So that's actually, but this labels, this boxes here is actually at this moment how exactly AI is to recognize the real human world, not as us to recognize them directly as that's the shape directly, but it's a labeled structure here. Okay, that's the how AI is in our world, and so I present some solutions and I give some words here actually. So when we're going to the AI era here, and the taste is all you need, the purpose is all you left, the imagination is all you use, and the attention is all you pay, is your cost here. And the solution resulting is an integrity actually. So as human beings, and when you just work with AI, so you can anchor the system. AI is a human being. People is actually anchoring the systems and injecting the source. And so this anchor is actually the human being's purpose. So be the why you do it, why you need it. So you need to give AI a purpose to be the anchor here. And so this purpose is kind of the system's structure anchor and preventing the semantic feel for having taste but no meaning. And they just do something with no meaning, or not only have taste but no purpose. That's not right. And another one will be the imaginations, will be the spark, kind of the what if. And so the imagination is actually kind of the source, how exactly the new integrity is coming from, and evaluating us. So for human beings, when in the areas, we are not the evaluators. We actually become the definitions for the AI's actions or for AI's generations. We define what AI should be generated. So in the new worlds, that's the solution one. How exactly we just restoring the integrity. And the solution two is actually how exactly we just finish the closures to get driving to the purpose concept. Actually, in that cases, our intentions is actually the pay. to the fuel. So when you're trying to driving, going to destinations, you actually just to estimation before you're going there to how exactly the fuel you have, and then you can go into that's the destinations. So your attention is actually the fuel you paid to driving these AI systems going to your purpose actually. And how exactly going to there? Actually, use your taste. Your taste is to steer the wheel and to choose the directions actually. So your taste is how exactly you choose the directions going to the purpose, get the purpose, get something done. So in that cases, the attention and the will, the taste, is actually for the judgment and give you the whole actions and for the AI's opinions, the AI's options generated for you and going to your purpose to get your destinations. That's the solution to driving closure. This actually is the whole workflows I use it like daily, actually. So normal people will think when we're trying to work, we co-work with the AI, we just give the AI some, like this one. We just give AI some prompt, and AI will give you some result. That's it. It's a linear, right? I ask you AI to do something, AI gave the result, I use the result. That's it. But that's wrong. So actually, to drive in such kind of human 3.0 hybrid systems, and here when the AI give you some ideas, AI based on your prompt, generate something, is a loop. It's a loop, and it's an infinite loop actually. So when the AI to generate some output, the output is not just the result directly. It's actually is an input for you to generate the new ideas. And the ideas can be just to as another information, as a taste, as a purpose, and then to fit into AI. And AI is able to, based on your new ideas and the new purpose, taste, and imaginations, to generate some kind of the modified output. And in such kind of loop, human is in this loop, not only AI to generate some stuff as a purpose, and human with AI as a hybrid systems to eventually to generate the result like this one. So you set closures to inject interpreters, use the purpose why and imaginations what if, the driving to enable closures to attention as fuel. This input loops just cost your attention actually a lot. And the taste is steering you to get the real purpose you really want. This is a new loop. It's a continuous human-led hybrid loop with infinite AI support in this one to get the real purpose generate result here. So that's a very interesting part. So when I trying to generate this, this purpose stuffs, and when I got all the discussions and I put everything into AI, it's a Gemini 2.5 Pro, and I asked for his ideas feedback, and there's his feedback. I want to read it, and also I got this one also and very interesting. Oh, sorry. He said, "I'm a mirror, and you are the only protagonist." Sorry, I'm not pronouncing this one. You are the only hero in your story, actually. So yes, his answer actually. So I have noticed my taste is the statistical preferences training by your data, human civilization culture data, actually. And I have no purpose. My purpose is actually parameter and given by you, human giving the AI the purpose. And I have no imaginations. My imaginations is just a combiners. So AI have they cannot imagine something. What the AI's imagination is actually is a combination for all the data that human gave them actually. And the last, so my attention is infinite, and your attention is finite. It's not infinite. And when you're just trying to co-work or the co-life with AI, so AI becomes your mirror, and then to reflect your purpose, your taste, your imagination, and your infinite. So that's the answer from the AI when it review my discussions and give me the feedback. It's very interesting actually. So that's my new conclusions. And so the human actually is the most efficient system architectures for such kind of the human being and AI hybrid systems. And the old job is trying to calculate a single standalone AI system, a new systems, whether or not it's healthy, right? But actually, this is the wrong question. So the real question actually, so the health is actually the systems depends on humans guidance to use AI, how to use AI. And when this AI engine plus as a human as a driver and together, and in that cases, and we can really build up the coherent systems, and it's a healthy coherent systems. And eventually, so there can be the final answers for the you and persons. So keep human or keep humanity in the loop. Why? And you will have the new job descriptions like this one. And your new job in human area will be purpose, be the why, the anchor. You is the why, the anchor. The imaginations be the what if, the spark. And attentions pay the fields. And the taste still the will. So that's the final answer. How exactly to keep humanities in the loop. Okay, that's my presentations. Thanks for watching, and that's my quick X or Twitter's account sales as an advertiser. Okay, anyway, yeah, that's my presentations. Okay.
I like Naji's presentation very much, but I like Tianzi's even better. You know why? Because his presentation leads to a clear path of actions. And both of your presentation are consistent with some of the hypotheses I have been building. So I think we need another session to follow up. I would like to invite Naji to make a comment to Tianzi's presentation. If not right now, we can do it the next. I don't want you to engage into a debate or one has to be converted to another, that sort of thing. I would like to see a synergy between your work. Naji's work has certain value and power, and so as Tianzi's work, which is more closer to the daily AI interactions. So I would like to see, ideally, if two of you can work together, and maybe more members here can work together, Laurie and Jerry, if we could paying attention, our attention, limited attention, more in this area, hopefully I think we could generate something very interesting, not for ourselves, but for the society we currently struggling with. What do you say?
I think, well, first of all, I want to thank both of the presenters for very intriguing presentations. I really appreciate the originality from a Western perspective. And I do think there is a lot of language issues here about communication that need to be clarified. And I particularly think that further discussion is desired from my perspective. I hope we can continue this over multiple sessions, because there are some very deep ideas here that are not being considered. And this is a linguistic issue as much as a philosophical one, without even considering any of the mathematics of systems theory. So insofar as systems theory was grounded in mathematics, it appears to me that both of the speakers have abandoned that grounding of systems theory. And
Maybe not abandoned. Maybe they're not aware of it yet. Yeah, there's another possibility.
well, but it deserves discussion. And I hope
Exactly.
Lauren would contribute to that discussion, because he has certainly illuminated, and maybe Maurice as well could join this discussion, because it's still related to, when you start talking about human purpose, you are really deep into philosophy that neither speaker really addresses. But this slide, Tianzi, is exactly how the scientific community is using AI in the United States today.
Mhm.
Numerous colleagues have told me directly that in their research, this is how they use AI in terms of their workflow.
Yes.
So it's very pragmatic in the sense of reality, well, the current reality of how AI is being used. And the question then would be, how do you move from this perspective of AI, which is local and focal and how can I say it, without philosophical consequences, because the purpose is driven by the user, as opposed to Nagy's presentation, where the individual user is merely a mirror, or the AI is a mirror, and hence the user is independent. And how this relates to Elliot Jack's work, I'm a complete loss to say how. Okay. So wonderful discussion. Yeah.
Wonderful. We need the next session. And but before we close, Lauren, you want to say something? I know.
Yeah, I really like the questions being raised. They're very fundamental questions. I'm a bit depressed about, pessimistic about the answer. I'm thinking of social media. What happens when people are given the freedom to be creative but lack the technical knowledge, haven't done the homework to be able to think clearly? You get social media with its conspiracy theories and all that sort of stuff. And again, another analogy is the person who wins the lottery or is born rich. Usually those riches are lost by the third generation. We've got intellectual riches, and now we're born rich with the AI, and I don't know how much it's going to last unless we do the homework, as illustrated by Jerry mentioning his points. And then, hey, we don't know about that because we haven't done the homework that's necessary to understand that stuff at a deeper level. But doing that homework also gives the satisfaction, that gives you the ownership of the concepts. So it's not just the AI feeding the ideas to you. Hey, you're actually working with it. There has to be some sort of mental effort to get the ownership.
But I think Maurice should also contribute here, because he has a psychological systems theory in the background of his mind. And because it is a social theory that Eric Schwartz developed, it should fit in here very nicely. In terms
I will send this video to him. He's not available today. I will send their slides and your opinion and your suggestion to him to see what he does, what he said.
But I do think that when I look at these four presentations together, Lauren's, Maurice's, Tianzi's, and Nagy's, these four presentations together are really exciting to me in developing a systems view of how consciousness could work. A systems view of how consciousness could work. There's other readings that are important here, but so I'm excited about this, Jason. I think it's a remarkable contribution.
Maurice sent me a big book. I'm going through it now. So
Okay, so let's schedule a follow-up session. When do you think you guys will be available to do the next round? Neji?
Every Wednesday is okay.
Oh, not everyone stays okay. So, okay, Tianzi, how about you?
Yeah, I'm not quite sure at the moment. I'm waiting for some big work from my the daily work at the moment. So I'm not quite sure. But if you just tell me before, give me some options, and I will tell you whether or not it's available. But at the moment. I'm not quite sure. Yeah.
Yeah, because I want Nagy to do a detailed questioning to you in next session.
Okay.
Now, I would
Okay,
like
yeah.
to see you two engage into one-to-one conversation, and how
Well,
would you clarify each other's thinking? That would be fantastic. I would like
Yeah.
to see that. Okay.
Use Chinese, I will join.
Leo, you said you timed. Are you still there?
Yeah,
Leo?
yes, I'm here. Yes, I'm here. But I didn't prepare some English presentation. But next time I could share something some structure and workflow and my opinion for all attended online today.
Okay.
What is your current feeling or reaction towards both the presentations here?
Okay. My opinion is AI is really a mirror because when I use AI, I know intent is very important, but all most of the people use AI to just prompt something and give the feedback. I don't know when they get the feedback, get a result, and what this result will reshape their mind. And this is very important things. But in my view, and I know lots of people just get director, just accept accept the result and to reshape his mind, especially in China, the social media like Douyin and American is TikTok. They see a lot of the AI gen content and they use just chat bot. I mean chat bot, not the workflow, not the API, not the API to use like just like the Codex or Cloud Call Gemini. They get a lot of things not filter and not critical thinking to accept that. They will shape their mind. So Tanzi's his workflow. Could you please slide show me the slide the workflow, the linear
Workflow.
and system workflow, the page.
Yeah.
Okay. So I think
This one?
next. Yeah, yes, it's
Next
here,
one.
it's here.
Yes.
So
Okay.
I think next time we could focus on the linear use AI method and system workflows use AI workflow AI. How this method they use will reshape their mind, and it will it will impact the social and impact the cognition connection. Yes. So if use China and if use Chinese language, I will be most confident and could share more things. Yes. Okay. Dr. Hu.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
I would like to make one more comment before we leave. Okay. So by training, I am a biochemist, and I did my PhD in molecular biology, and I studied genetics, all with regard to human health, and particularly many years at the National Institutes of Health on the epilepsy and diseases of the brain that influence how the brain functions. Okay, so with that in background, I have attempted to use AI for chemical, biochemical, and molecular biological and genetic purposes. And it is an absolute disaster. It is useless, worthless, less valuable than useless, because it gives only garbage for answers when you move into the chemical domain. And this consequence of this is I understand now why this is so, and it is because of the language of chemistry and molecular biology was developed to deal with the identity of the individual. The language of chemistry and molecular biology was developed to deal with the individual molecule, individual cell, individual human being. And from that perspective, AI turns out to be a disaster because of that, its linguistic background, because its mirror is not capable of grasping the language of chemistry.
So, sorry, Jerry. Sorry. May I ask you a quick question? So what kind of AI you're trying to use to got you this very terrible feelings? What's the name of the
No,
AI
I have
used?
not gone beyond chat GDP, but I have looked at the methods used to edit the AI responses. Okay, so as you know, for AI models, you can block out certain subgroups of the network in order to prevent pornography and sexual activity and other such things. So the AI itself is set up so that you can edit out certain forms of language or certain forms of communication. And somehow the development of the combinatorics here does not include chemical or molecular biological combinatorics, from my interpretation of that. What is actually going on within such large networks, I don't know. But clearly, they are selecting certain areas, local areas of the Riemannian surface that they are able to exclude. And so this, Jason, comes back to the mathematics of systems theory and how it is being used in this context.
Yeah.
So that's my, I wanted to focus on this aspect of the motivations for why I find this so interesting.
Yeah.
I have one point to add to your. I read a report recently that when scientists are trying to use AI in the medical field and regarding to the human body, human autonomy, a lot of they found that AI make huge mistakes, unbelievably, like what you just said, and they dig out the reason. Is that because AI was forbidden to be fed with all the pornographic images. And all those data were prevented. I mean, so AI might also be somebody who cannot tell what is a man, what is a woman, because they do not have those input. They do not have those data. Similar things going on, I think, to with what you just talked about.
Well, yeah, I would emphasize that these are not superficial issues with regard to coding per se. they are something deep in the way these neural networks are working that yeah, and actually, I will even go further and say that the languages of science are incomplete, or no, I shouldn't say that. There is, well, let me put it very simply then. So there is a fundamental disconnect between the Newtonian language based on gravitational consequences and the Coulombic language, which are based on electrical particles. And so this deep tension between these two forms of mathematics come up with different notions of what is the meaning of a matrix, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So this conflict that I sense is that at a mathematical distinction between Newtonian mechanics and Coulombic functioning of the nervous system. So I stopped there. Okay.
Yeah. So there are actually
Jerry,
another issue.
may I
Yeah.
follow up? Jerry, you almost just answered the question I had in mind. You may have gone beyond answering it. I'm not sure. The question I had in mind was to key on your earlier statement that the LLMs, the combinatorics implemented in LLMs are not commensurate with certain other forms of logic. And of course, I'm recalling your perplex number system, amongst other things. So I think you may have just answered the question by invoking the Coulombic logic. And I would only invite you to allude or to say anything you want or nothing at all, if you choose, about the nature of those differences. And because I know much more about linear algebra than I do about and about the and have forgotten much of what I used to know about chemistry. I invite you to lay out, if you feel like it, more about these differences that you detect in a way that a non-specialist in chemistry, but who has the background in mathematics and philosophy of science, might better understand that. And hanging from that question, to maybe to give you an entryway to it, I would pose a very naive question, which is that despite what you say, one reads in the news reports all the time about, oh, the computers and the LLMs have generated 10,000 possible molecules that can cure 500 diseases. And all we have to do is to test them all, first by modeling and then animal models, first by mathematical modeling, then by animal models, then by human subjects. So I give you these two concerns, and you are free to dismiss them both or to do whatever the heck you want with them. But I'm always interested in your answers to my questions.
Well, thank you, Robert. Two things I would say. One, I have traced the nature of the problem back to the differences in languaging between the language of mathematics, the language of physics, the language of chemistry, and the language of biology. And these are different forms of mathematical representation. That's point one. Secondly, I have been invited to serve as a special editor for a computer philosophy journal, And I will be issuing a call for papers in the coming months that will address the issues you raise, Robert, but will also include the issues directed towards the AI community in terms of the theories of computation. So deeply involved in all this is computable and non-computable functions, and how that relates back to Riemannian integrals. And by the way, Jason, when you invoked space-time in your presentation with Lauren last time, okay, you were really grounding that belief in relativity, of Einsteinian relativity, and the corresponding Riemannian integrals that generate the concept of space-time, not as a single constituent, a single word, a single factor, but you necessarily, in chemistry, you must separate the concept of space from the concept of time. And so I found your presentation there to be, it's where it goes off to the left and away from reality.
We'll improve that next time.
Okay.
Who else has unsaid burning words? No?
Yes.
Lauren, yes?
Just my observation with my limited stuff I've worked with AI is we assume that AI is working at the technical logical level because it is programmed using computer languages and computer architecture that are very much an expression of math and rigorous logic. However, AI is not functioning at that level. It's functioning at the pattern matching level. And the pattern matching level really messes up when you expect it to do rigorous thought, like determining chemistry. You can make it closer to the rigorous thought by giving it more and more examples, but by its very nature, it's pattern matching, and it can only get so close before falling apart and hallucinating. And I speak here from personal experience because my method of modeling is actually pattern matching. I look for patterns in different specializations to look for cognitive principles, and I struggle to interact with gentlemen here like these who are trained in using rigorous logic. So I know from a personal perspective what it means to try to integrate those two.
And that is exactly the problem that Robert Cutler was referring to.
Okay, so when are we going to do the next session? Sometime in January? Not okay? Okay.
I'll suggest the second Wednesday in January without knowing anything more.
Second week of January. Lori, okay? Okay. Okay, Maggie should be okay. And Kansas should also be okay. Robert have a strong follow-up questions to work on now. So now both of you, please send me your PPT, this points. Maggie has 2, I think. Robert Tianzi has 1, and then hopefully you translate them into English, so our other members can get a taste of it.
Okay.
Okay. So I should say thank you. Yeah, Leo says thank you for sharing, everyone, and let's close for now, and we'll see you next time. Chinese-speaking friends can 周北方 still there?